What is a thesis statement and its role in PhD MS research? What I am going to talk today is the essence of what I learned with my supervisor doing my research way back from 1990 to 1995 during my PhD research at University of Texas at Austin. It is also in essence my understanding that I have developed over the last 18 years supervising MS and PhD theses ranging from subjects in computer science, networking to business and marketing, entrepreneurship and so many other areas. So, it captures in essence what a PhD thesis is all about, or an MPhil thesis needs to be all about. When I was doing my PhD research, my supervisor made me write down the problem statement and the thesis statement, and of course, a paragraph on methodology and a paragraph on the future work for all the about 400, 500 papers that I reviewed so many years ago. Now, when I started making my students write down these problem statements and thesis statements, I found that it is not as easy, and I had also struggled to actually identify the crux of what it is, something that should be called as a thesis statement. So, this is a formulation that I have developed over the last 18 years of my supervision of MS and PhD students, and it is also based upon some of the work that I have seen in other papers that is available in my blog post, the references. Basically, thesis statement is the essence of what your dissertation is all about, or what your thesis is all about. And the effort that you make in writing that thesis statement will actually refine the output of your document that you have written. So, some of the points that I would be making in my talk relate to the use of a thesis statement to actually fill the gap that you have identified and to solve the problem that you are going to solve in your research. It also is a precise specification, precise statement of the contribution that you are making, that small dent in the area of knowledge that you are going to contribute, that small bump that your PhD research or your MPhil research is going to make is represented in a nutshell by this one statement. It also defines the scope of the research, what is part of your research and what is not going to be the part of this research, and we will be talking about each one of these points in greater detail as I move along. Because it defines the scope, it becomes a bulwark against any question that you are going to field from the audience, because you will be appearing in an open defense of your dissertation. It will also be a bulwark against some extraneous comments that typically an evaluator may throw at you, and this is actually the foundation on which your contribution in your PhD dissertation is going to stand. Remember, I will be using the word PhD and MS interchangeably, because both of them needs to have, so if you are writing a thesis, whether it is at MS level or it is a PhD level, both of them have to have these attributes. The rigor required in developing a PhD thesis is much more, but the articulation is similar. This statement, this thesis statement that I am going to talk about, is going to anchor your dissertation around a single theme. It won't let you distract. Often I have come across students, I came across a student of a very prestigious institution in Karachi a few years ago, about 8-10 years ago, and that student had been doing his PhD for the previous 8 to 10 years, and he has been writing papers, but had not been able to complete his PhD dissertation. So I, along with another very senior researcher, Dr. Javed Gharib, we were together, we sat down, we tried to understand what he was saying, and we had to help that student articulate the essence of what that student had done. And when I was doing my PhD research, it was again a co-supervisor who actually helped me articulate the essence of what I was trying to do. And that's a big jump, because that actually focuses you to the actual thing that you have done, the essence of what contribution you have made. It can also be thought, if you can look at my other talk about what is a problem statement and its contribution to your research, the problem statement defines the ontology of your research, why your research exists. So the reason of existence of your research is captured by your problem statement. Now, the solution to that problem, your proposal, is your thesis statement. Whereas the problem statement represents the ontology of your research, the thesis statement represents the epistemology of your research. How do you know what you know? What you are proposing, how can you establish what you are saying? So this statement is not only going to say what the solution is, but also how that solution actually is going to solve the problem. So that is actually the epistemology of your research. How do you know what you know about solution to that problem? And of course, a thesis statement must take a stand. You see, when we are looking at taking a stand, you have to blurt it out in an assertion which is falsifiable and which is also refutable. Any statement which cannot be refuted, any statement which cannot be falsified is not considered science. It can only be considered as pseudoscience. But more on that a little while later again. Now, before actually coming down to the definition of what a thesis statement is and what are the things that we are going to talk about, the one important thing is that the word thesis, dissertation, and the thesis as a document and a thesis as an idea are often used interchangeably. So, dissertation or the thesis document is that thesis document that you have written, and the essence of the dissertation, your PhD dissertation or your PhD thesis, or the essence of your MS thesis or the MS document is captured by a sentence which we are calling the thesis statement. So, often there is this confusion. So, the whole document, that 200-page document or a 100-page document which represents your thesis that you have submitted in front of the dissertation defense committee, that is not your thesis. Your thesis is the basic idea, the thesis statement, and we are actually going to talk about the thesis statement. Basically, my talk is structured around a very interesting discussion about the thesis statement that I found some 15, 17 years ago. In fact, someone actually sent me that document, and it was actually in reference to the literary contributions. So, it was about an essay and how to define the thesis of an essay that you have written. So, what I have done is I have taken that original structure and weaved around it my understanding of the supervision of the science of completing an MS and PhD. And I have used it with several students with a lot of success. So, this will be divided into 4 parts basically. The first part is about what is the thesis statement itself, the parts of the thesis statement, and the second is about the why we write a thesis statement, why it is necessary. The third one is how to write that thesis statement, and the fourth one is what are the ingredients of a thesis statement. Remember that you will have to probably look at my document, the thesis blog that I have for understanding many of these things. So, what is a thesis statement? It sometimes appears in the first paragraph of your research document. It may be the last paragraph, or it may be in the last paragraph. It may be the first sentence of your abstract. It may be the last sentence of the abstract. It may not be in the abstract. It may not be in the entire document. It is actually a tool that you will be using for identifying that your thesis is moving in a healthy manner towards its culmination. So, what you actually begin when you are beginning your research, you need to write a thesis statement, even if you know that it may not be very precise, it may not be very correct, but do write it. So, that becomes a trial thesis statement, and all through the writing stage this thesis statement will continue to develop. So, as you will write it, that writing, the act of writing introduces new concepts, it establishes new connections, and it may evolve. And the final thesis statement that may appear in your final dissertation may not be the one from which you have started, may have transformed a lot. And how this helps in the entire writing process and your work will be made more clear as we go along. So, what is a thesis statement? Just to write specifically, a thesis statement is a single, is a single declarative sentence that states what you want your readers to know, believe, and understand after having read your paper. So, if I have this 50-page or a 100-page or a 200-page dissertation, what is it that should be left in the minds of the reader once they have done the entire thing? So, that one central idea that take away from your research is your thesis statement. So, and it is a single declarative sentence, and I am going to talk more about each one of these 3 things as we go. So, the first thing which needs no repetition, I will be repeating it several times because I often see this problem. When I look at the dissertations of many people, they have a section called problem statement, and I do not see any one statement labeled as the problem statement. So, it is a collection of sentences, and somehow the reader is supposed to derive the problem statement from several paragraphs under the heading of a problem statement. And similarly, under a thesis statement, there can be several paragraphs. You can write something in so many words, and it is very easy to write what your thesis is saying into few paragraphs, 2 or 3 paragraphs. But it is very difficult, and mind you, I am going to emphasize again, it is very difficult for you to actually encapsulate the entire work of your 3 years or 5 years in one single sentence, and that is the sentence we are talking about. So, it is going to be one single sentence, and if you cannot write what you have done in a single sentence, then I am sorry, I think you do not have a thesis. If you cannot expound that, the essence of your thesis in a single sentence, I think you have not understood your contribution, and therefore, you are unable to articulate it as such. So, it is also an ability to distill the essence of what your work represents in a single sentence. And often it is the case that in your research you are going to make several assertions, you are going to make several claims. But all of those claims, all of those assertions must actually contribute to a single higher level abstract statement that captures the essence of all the different points that you are going to make. And coming up with that abstraction in a single sentence is the challenge that I am talking about right now. So, that is the challenge. So, and there may be several gaps that you are going to fulfill, but how do you write down all the gaps in a single statement called the problem statement is a issue that we have discussed earlier. But similarly, over here in the course of your research you may be establishing several points, there are several contributions that you are doing, but how can you express all of these contributions, all of this work that you have done in a single sentence? That is the challenge that currently confronts you. And no one is saying that that single sentence should be a small sentence. No one is saying that. So, that can be a hideous complex statement, but but it has to be a single sentence. We do not want it to be spread around 2 or 3 sentences. So, you do not have a luxury of writing. So, it may be 2, 3, 4 lines as difficult. And remember that this is and this may not be pretty, and therefore, initially I mentioned that your thesis statement will not figure out in the final dissertation. Why? Because it may be too hideous and too complex for someone else to understand, but it is a device with which you have helped together your work, which has spanned several years of your work. So, but it is also an essence, you see, we recall many great scientists and big philosophers, and by the way, if you are doing your PhD, you are going to make a stake to that word philosophy. So, representing complex thought in a simple sentence is actually a stuff great minds are made of, and you are aspiring to join that company, and therefore, this effort is worth the work. Now, let us come down to some of the components of that sentence. So, first of all, I said that it was a single sentence. So, I mentioned earlier that whatever you are going to write, it should be a single sentence. It cannot be several paragraphs. Of course, it will take you a lot of time in collapsing those several paragraphs into a single sentence. The second one is that it needs to be a declarative sentence. What does that mean? You have to declare that such and such thing is going to solve such and such problem. So, you are going to declare it, you are going to assert it, you are not going to ask a question. So, a thesis statement is not a question, it is not a wish, it is not a need. Okay, there is a need of X and Y, that does not mean there is always a need of X and Y. So, it does not make any contribution. Similarly, what is the future of this and this? You see, again it is a question. So, and it cannot be a command. So, it has to be a declarative sentence. It needs to be a sentence that is going to assert something significant. You typically start with a research question. You see, and there can be several research questions to your in your thesis. But those research questions are not your thesis statements. Those are the starting points of your research. So, those are the research questions that you would like the answers from. But those research question or one research question encapsulating the several research questions is not the essence of your research. Your essence of the research is your thesis statement. So, remember that a research question cannot be a thesis statement, and answer to research question can or even a hypothesis or several hypotheses do not represent your thesis statement. So, first of all, first thing was that it is a single statement. The second part of this was, here we are discussing what is a thesis statement. So, first part is that it needs to be a single sentence. Second is that it needs to be a declarative sentence. It should not be a question, it should not be a wish, it should not be a need, it should not be that. It should actually assert something. And it is a single declarative sentence that states what you want your readers to know, believe or understand. So, your focus over here is the take away of the reader about your research. So, and what is the takeaway? Takeaway is what this, so if you ask, okay, what was this presentation all about? So, they should be able to say that now I know this thing and this is what I believe and this is what I understand. So, it is about knowing, believing and understanding what you have done, and it should be done in a single sentence, and a good thesis statement will stick in the mind also. Whatever kind of dissertation you are writing, so there dissertations are of several types. There are explanatory research, there is exploratory research, and then there are also the experimental research and the different types of research ways. But each research actually goes and drives home a central idea in essence. So, and this is the essence that you would like to communicate through your thesis statement to the readers. But also it is also something that you will latch on as you are going to write, so that you know that are you making and establishing the points that you have set out in your thesis statement in the text that you have done. So, remember also that it is not some generalization. You need to be very specific. You need to be very specific and you should not be vague or informal. So, it is not just some pretty words that you have captured to represent something fancy that you would like to tell the students. No, that is not the case. So, each word that you have identified and put in your thesis statement needs to be what I call loaded word. It should be a formally defined term, maybe explained in a section or two sections or a subsection somewhere in your dissertation, and it needs to have an associative baggage. And if it is a new term that you are defining, then you need to spend, you should have spent a section somewhere in your dissertation where you actually define from why you have declared this new term and what is its definition and what are the references, what are the different meanings it is used and what is the precise meaning in which you are used. So, when you are writing, the words that you are using in your thesis statement are all loaded, and they mean one and only one thing, and these words need to figure out in your at the start somewhere in the keywords that you have used, and these keywords should have literature backing them. So, as I mentioned earlier, a thesis statement can be anywhere in your document. It can be in the first paragraph, it can be in the last paragraph, it can be anywhere in your introduction, it can be in your conclusion, but it needs to capture the essence of what you are doing. And I am actually okay. So, a thesis statement is also something as I mentioned earlier, that after having read your thesis document, this is what should remain in the mind of the reader. Now, let us come to the second part of it. So, we have just described what is a thesis statement, and in this we have talked about a single statement, we have talked about a declarative statement, we talked about what this is, the emphasis and what the reader should know, understand and believe, and we have talked about that this needs to be the takeaway from your research. Now, why we should write a thesis statement? Why I am spending so much time doing all of this? Is it necessary to write a thesis statement? There may be other professors and supervisors who may not be emphasizing this much on writing thesis statement as I am, but if you are anywhere related to me, you are my student, or you would like to come to me for help, that's the first thing I will make you write. You need to write a thesis statement so that I know precisely what you are talking about. Remember that a dissertation, if it does not have an essence, is not a dissertation. It is not a single document. It may be a collection of papers, and there are dissertations like these which are collection of 3 papers, but here I am talking about a dissertation with the central idea, the thesis of your research. So, if there are three theses and you have captured them in 3 papers, then it is a collection of 3 papers that you are presenting. It is not the thesis that you have worked for in your PhD. And so, those types of dissertations exist. They are known as case studies, or they are known as paper based research. Here I am talking about the thesis that has a central essence and central point. The whole idea is to spend a lot of time thinking about problems. The problems in Pakistan, in the developing countries, are very complex, and we can't have people just writing something offhand. So, you are spending your so many years working on different problems and then simply putting them together and sending them off as a dissertation. So, how do you do a deep thinking about a central idea for a long time to develop your argument is the objective. So, remember also that having a thesis statement does not mean that your thesis is good. It simply means that you have now captured the central idea of your research. But of course, that central idea should also have the import, and that is actually the vehicle. So, the refutability and the refutability of your falsifiability and the refutability of your thesis statement makes it very easy for someone to point out whether your thesis is standing on solid ground or not, and that is the whole point. The whole point is that the advancement in research takes place when you put assertions that are falsifiable, so that they open up for attack, and that attack, and then when it is repulsed, that increases the strength of the research supporting whatever your idea is. Another thing is that this idea is the central idea. I often actually compare a thesis statement to the thread in a necklace which is holding all the beads together. So, what happens if a bead is not connected with the thread? That bead will fall away. And supposing the thread gets broken, what will happen to the beads? They will all disperse and fall here and there. So, a thesis statement links each and every paragraph, each section, each subsection, each paragraph of that section together in a thread, as if these are all the beads hanging with the same necklace. What I am actually trying to say is that at any given time in your dissertation thesis document, you are writing the sentences emphasizing a particular point of your problem statement or a thesis statement. So, you are actually either defining something, or supporting something, or laying the groundwork for the support and the defense of the idea which is captured in your thesis statement, and that is the meaning. So, anything which is not relevant to your thesis statement should be thrown away. However difficult it had been for you to write that beautiful section, and in the end that section seems superfluous, just put it out, and if you can't just ditch it, please put it in your appendix. And I had to do a similar thing. I spent on a portion of my research for about I think a greater part of a year, and it took me a very hard effort to write that section, and later on my supervisor said that it is not making sense in the whole idea of what I am writing. So, in the end I just had to put it in my appendix and be satisfied with it. It felt very bad. So, when you are writing, you often find, and we actually fall in love with various statements that we have had difficulty in writing. There are sections which are very difficult to write, but they are difficult because they are not making sense. And as the sense emerges, you find out that that section that you write, which you are having great difficulty, the problem was somewhere else, and the moment that you solve the problem, it became so easy to explain, and that paragraph or that section or that subsection no longer merits the retention into the final thesis document and should therefore be thrown away. So, the value of a thesis statement is in its writing. The writing exposes the kinks in our thoughts, it exposes the inconsistencies, and these inconsistencies get revealed as you change the thesis statement. And so, the thesis statement establishes a relationship with the document that you have written. So, each time your thought process changes, the logical conclusions and assumptions of your arguments change, they would actually get reflected into the thesis statement. So, the thesis statement then becomes a repository of the current state of your research, and it should be that way. So, each time you make a change, you must also do a change in the thesis statement, maybe a slight tweaking of a term, addition of another term is a little bit, but doing that term means you are disturbing a few sections or subsections over there, and this change must reflect from the thesis statement to the document and from the document to the thesis statement. And so, it is like a design of a building. So, you make a design and you start the building, and it is a prototype design. So, as the design improves, your building improves, and as the prototype, so you can continuously improve that prototype as you go along. So, what I have said is that this thesis statement keeps your document consistent, it keeps all the sentences linked to one another, and it will also tell you when your thesis has finished. Oftentimes you do not know when your work is done, but a thesis statement represents whether your work is complete or not complete. The third one is how to write a thesis statement. So, you start from a topic which is your initial point, and you have to focus on what your contribution is. And for me, actually, I will have another separate session on some of the examples of how this thesis statement is written. So, here I am talking in very abstract terms. So, that trial thesis statement, when you are starting from a topic, is of this form that I often give this example. Okay, suppose the problem statement is that I am having a head. So, such and such people have this kind of a headache. So, this headache is a problem. So, the answer to this will be, if you take tablet XYZ, your headache will be resolved. Now, this prescription of the tablet XYZ can be a model, it can be a framework, it can be a solution, it can be a simulation, it can be something that you have done to solve a particular problem that was specified in your problem statement. So, a thesis statement is of this form, that so you first write down what you have done, what is the output of your, and how that output is going to solve the problem that was stated in the problem statement. And it should ask and answer the questions why you have done it. So therefore, the problem statement is there, a reference to the problem statement is there, that you are proposing tablet XYZ as a solution for the problem of headache of such and such people. So that is actually the why of it, and how this is going to solve, so that should also be there. So tablet XYZ used as prescribed by this thesis is going to solve headaches of those types, something like that. And I will be talking more in terms of specific things later on in a separate talk. So a thesis statement needs to state both a conclusion and a premise, and it must state something like X because of Y. So if you don't answer the question why in your trial thesis statement, try adding a because clause. So you need to tweak it so that you are saying something which makes sense. Also remember that your thesis statement is a positive statement, it is not a negative statement, it makes an assertion, it makes a positive assertion. As I mentioned earlier, in a problem statement, the statement is a negative statement, but in a thesis statement, the statement is a positive statement that says what the problem, that doing such and such thing will solve such and such problem. So the such and such problem is represented by your problem statement, and doing such and such thing is maybe using a particular approach which you are recommending, or a model that you are proposing, a framework you have designed, when used in such and such manner will actually resolve such and such problem. Also remember that your thesis statement needs to use active voice. So don't use indirect, don't use passive voice, use active voice, that this thing resolves this problem. So something like that. So it needs to be very clear. So these were some of the points related to what needs to be there in a thesis statement. And what is the content of your thesis statement? I'll just skim over it. It needs to be clear and unambiguous, it needs to be precise and limited, and it is very important. It needs to be controversial. One of the major things about research is often you see, if you say, and this is the example that I give, ठीक है ना, अब आप ये कहें कि sun rises in the east. So I conducted 2 million observations by 400,000 people in 20 different areas of the world, और ये sample हमने इतने सारे लिए, और उसके बाद उसकी observations ली और 2 साल तक लगे, और हमने ये उसके बाद फैसला किया कि sun rises in the east. भाई वो हमें पहले ही पता है. So often a problem that you are solving needs to be considered as a problem. We already know that. ठीक है, या we already know that the sun rises in the east. आपको ये सारी मेहनत करने की ज़रूरत नहीं. तो the thesis statement needs to solve a problem in an innovative way. It needs to be controversial. अगर वो controversial नहीं है, क्वेश्चनेबल नहीं है, तो फिर आपकी रिसर्च की ज़रूरत नहीं है. तो बहुत सारी रिसर्च जो हमारी होती है, मिसाल वो इस तरह से होती है कि अगर आप ज़्यादा इंसेंटिव देंगे तो लोग ज़्यादा खुश होंगे. ये तो हमें पता ही है, ٹھیک ہے نا. تو یہ آپ اتنی ساری ریسرچ کر کے یہ نکال رہے ہیں, کھودا پہاڑ نکلا چوہا, کہ بھائی وہ بہت سارے انسینٹیو دیں گے تو لوگ خوش ہو جائیں گے. تو ہمیں پہلے پتہ تھا, اس کے لیے ایم ایس پی ایچ ڈی کی ریسرچ تو نہیں ہے نا. ہاں یہ اگر آپ بتائیں کہ انسینٹیوز دینے سے بھی لوگ خوش نہیں ہوتے, اور اس قسم کے انسینٹیوز جو ہیں وہ ایکچولی لوگوں کو ناراض کرتے ہیں بجائے خوش کرنے کے, تو دین اٹ از گوئنگ ٹو میک سینس. سو یور تھیسس اسٹیٹمنٹ نیڈس ٹو بی slightly controversial, not too much controversial, so that people take philosophical, ideological positions against you, but it needs to be controversial enough to make it interesting. So all interesting theses are controversial. تو ایک end of history کی hypothesis تھی, یا clash of civilization کی جو thesis تھی. And it was, when it came out, both of these were very controversial. So, and that's the interesting part of it. And then those theses have survived the challenge. With this, I think I have come to my end of what I had to say. And please remember that you have to make it defensible. دیکھیں جب کسی چیز کو refutable اور آپ falsifiable بناتے ہیں تو it also needs to be defensible. So you need to be very clear about the defense. جبھی تو thesis کا defense ہے. thesis کا defense کا مطلب یہ ہے کہ آپ کو defense تیار کرنا ہے. تو آپ کا defense آپ کا scope ہے, آپ کا defense آپ کا thesis statement ہے. Because you have to stick with the thesis statement. A challenge to your thesis in your defense may come کہ اگر آپ یہ کر لیتے تو ہوتا, تو آپ کہتے ہیں ہاں یہ کر لیتے, یہ بھی بہت ہی انٹرسٹنگ پوائنٹ آف ویو ہے, آپ کا سوال بہت اچھا ہے, لیکن میرا جو پرابلم اسٹیٹمنٹ تھا وہ یہ تھا, اور تھیسس اسٹیٹمنٹ جس کو میں نے اس ڈیزرٹیشن میں پروو کیا ہے وہ یہ ہے کہ ایکس کرنے سے وائی ہوتا ہے, اور یہ میں نے ادھر اسٹیبلش کر لیا. آپ یہ کہہ رہے ہیں کہ زیڈ کرنے سے بھی وائی ہو سکتا ہے, یہ بہت اچھا آئیڈیا, ویری گڈ ویری گڈ. اس کے لیے میں انشاءاللہ یہ ڈیزرٹیشن ہو جائے, اس کے بعد اگلی ریسرچ میں وائی کو بھی زیڈ کے ساتھ وہ زیڈ کو بھی وائی کے اوپر میں امپیکٹ دیکھ لوں گا. تو اس طرح کا ڈیفنس ہوتا ہے. تو آپ چونکہ فرنٹ اینڈ میں کہتے ہیں پہلے ہی کہ یہ میری تھیسس اسٹیٹمنٹ ہے اور یہ میں ڈیفینڈ کر رہا ہوں, اور اس کو آپ ڈیفینڈ کرتے ہیں, تو بعد میں جب لوگ اپنے نئے نئے قسم کے سوال لے کر آتے ہیں کہ زیڈ کر لیتے تو کیا ہوتا اور یو کر لیتے تو کیا ہوتا, تو آپ کہیں گے ہاں میں نے زیڈ, یا تو آپ کہیں کہ یو کو میں نے فلاں جگہ پہ اس پہ ڈسکس کیا لیکن وہ میں نے فیوچر ورک میں ڈال دیا, اور اگر وہ آپ نے زیڈ کو نہیں اپنے فیوچر ورک میں لکھا ہوا تو آپ کہہ سکتے ہیں کہ بہت اچھا آپ نے سوال کیا ہے اور یہ میں ضرور اس پہ کام کروں گا, لیکن میں نے اس ریسرچ میں تو ایکس کو وائی کی طرف لے جاتے ہوئے دیکھا تھا. یہ میری تھیسس اسٹیٹمنٹ تھا, اور اس کو میں نے اس میتھڈالوجی کے ذریعے اسٹیبلش کیا ہے. تو اس قسم کا جو ڈیفنس ہے اٹ از نون ایز ڈیفینسبل. تو جو فارمل تھیسس اسٹیٹمنٹ ہے یہ وہ بلورک ہے, یہ وہ ڈیفنس ہے جس کے اندر بہت تابڑ توڑ فلسفیانہ جو اٹیکس ہوتے ہیں ان کو آپ بڑے آرام سے ہینڈل کر سکتے ہیں. لیکن اگر آپ نے گول مول کام کیا اپنے تھیسس اسٹیٹمنٹ میں, اگر آپ نے کوئی ڈھیلا میلا کام کیا تو پھر پریشانی آپ کو بھی ہوگی اور آپ کے سپروائزر کی ہوگی. اور ایز اے سپروائزر میں تو اس پریشانی میں نہیں جانے کی کوشش کرتا, تو جو میرے اسٹوڈنٹس ہیں ان کو تو تیار ہونا چاہیے کہ وہ بڑی کلیئرلی اپنا پرابلم اسٹیٹمنٹ اور تھیسس اسٹیٹمنٹ آرٹیکولیٹ کریں. ان دونوں کے اوپر میرے بلاگس موجود ہیں, آپ بلاگس دیکھ سکتے ہیں, اور ہو سکتا ہے میں ان کا اردو ٹرانسلیشنز بھی کچھ عرصے میں کر دوں. تھینک یو ویری مچ.